Hello everyone, this is Dutch Reefer and welcome to yet another Reef Keeping 101 video. Today's video is actually a request that I got a couple of times in the last few months, and that is to do another fish review of the spotted drum. The spotted drum is a fish that has been in my tank for quite a while. Unfortunately, this is the second one already, so a little bit of context. In my previous Red Sea Reefer, I had a spotted drum for about 1.5–2 years. But then when we moved the houses and I migrated the fish to this tank, unfortunately it jumped out of the tank. I had a net on top of it, but there was still a small gap of about 5–6 centimeters that the fish used to jump out. It landed on top of the net, and unfortunately that meant that was the end of the fish. It dried up right there, and yeah, I found it the next day. So that was very unfortunate. But I love this fish so much that I immediately started looking for a replacement, which I found quite fast actually. So these fish are not easy to come by here in the Netherlands, so I was very pleased, and it almost felt like something that had to be when I found a new juvenile species of this spotted drum. So the official name is Equetus punctatus. This is the Latin name, which was given to this beautiful fish in 1801, so over 200 years ago. And yeah, it stems from the family of the Equetus fish. And then the punctatus is Latin for that it has dots, so spots. That's why it's called a spotted drum. There's also another species of drumfish which looks pretty similar when especially when they're younger, which is the Equetus. Well, I think Lanceolatotis, but in short, that is the jackknife fish. But that's a different one from this one. So this is the Punctatus, the spotted drum, and yeah, it's already pretty much maturing. The other one that I had was already a bit older, so this is still younger than I previously had, which is easily explained by the dorsal fin. So when these species are very young, they have a very high dorsal fin that almost looks yeah, a bit magical, since it waves around in the current. And as they grow older, they start developing spots on their back fin, and also their dorsal fin gets shorter and shorter until it eventually is about half the size that it is right now. But of course, the rest of the body will develop further. The spots will be even more visible, and yeah, I think this is easily one of the most beautiful fish that I've seen in reef tanks, and also that I've kept in my own reef tank. As you might have already noticed, if you watch my videos more regularly, I like to keep some fish that are not too available or too easy to keep. I like the challenge, and I like these beautiful creatures in my reef tank. So I think it's a perfect addition to this tank. It's also a very good fish to add if you have, for example, tangs. Tanks can be quite dominant and present, while these drumfish are actually a lot more, despite that they look very impressive and very, you might even say aggressive. These are very calm fish. As you can see, their behavior is calm. They are, yeah, just overall very relaxed, but also very shy and docile. So yeah, don't keep them with a lot of predators in your tank. It might not feel at home, since it's well, this is not a natural predator. This is a very calm and relaxed fish, as you can see in this video. So there's also a couple of things worth noting when you buy one of these fish. Obviously, they can get pretty large. It is advised that you keep them in a tank of over 600–700 liters, which I can also say is pretty much true. This tank is 1200 liters, so I feel very comfortable, or 320 Gs. But don't keep it in a very small tank, since yeah, it can grow pretty large. I think the biggest size that I've heard of is about 10 inches, so that's 25 centimeters long, and that's quite a big fish to keep in a reef tank. Obviously, It will depend on the fish that you buy. The rate of growth is not something set in stone, but definitely something to keep in mind, especially since you can see already by the head, it's pretty big, and also the mouth is pretty big, and that's the next thing I wanted to touch upon. These fish are known to have a taste for shrimp, other crustaceans, crabs even. Well, shrimp, I can definitely acknowledge that this fish will eat shrimp. So if you want some cleaner shrimp or some peppermint shrimp in your tank, don't buy this fish. It will devour them. There is a very big chance that it will eat them in the first few days. You can also use shrimp to feed these fish, especially when you have a new one in your tank which is still adapting to reef tank life. Then feeding them live food like mysis or artemia, but also live shrimp is a very good idea, since it's their natural behavior. It's on their menu, so that's a good starter when you buy one of these beautiful fish. Yeah, some people say that they might eat little fish as well. Luckily, I have not seen this in real life. I've not seen this happening, luckily. So it leaves my clownfish at ease. But also the smaller fish like the chromis or the Evansi antias. Well, they are very. It's very peaceful towards other fish. I've never seen it chasing a fish. What I have seen it doing, and that's actually a very cool behavior to watch, is digging in the sand. So these fish are known to find their food in the sand as well. So other than the sand sifting gobies that I've got in here, this is also one of the fish that will dig around in the sand, looking for crustaceans, looking for copepods, amphipods. So having a rich microorganism life in your reef tank is a very good thing for these fish if you want to keep them healthy and thriving. Since they are very active in looking for food everywhere inside your reef tank. They also like to keep hidden away. They are known to be nocturnal creatures, which I cannot really. Yeah, I know what they mean, but I think it's also very active during the day. But it's definitely not sleeping during the day. It's definitely there and awake, as you can see. This is normal behavior for it, so it's not just here because of the food that's right here. This fish is very active even during the day. What I do see is that it's very active at night. So where the other fish will go to sleep and go to kind of rest mode, sleep mode, this fish will actively scour the reef, looking for small bits and pieces to eat. Luckily, there's a lot of little shrimps and everything inside this tank, especially in the refugium, which of course might escape into the tank, and then this beautiful fish can hunt them at night. That's what it does. So these fish are also known to appreciate a bit of live rock. Well, as you can see in my tank, I've built quite a reef structure that's very open, but also has a lot of hiding spaces, and especially overhangs. Yeah, this fish can really appreciate them. So when it's kind of in idle mode, like for example now, you can see that it prefers to be underneath a rock, hanging there in the shadows, and just being there, and also actively looking for food. Even now, as you can see here. So if you try to keep one of these fish, don't have a big ball of rocks or a big heap of rocks. Try to create a bit of open structure so this fish can look in between and also feel a bit protected from the other fish and everything that's happening inside your tank. Because as I mentioned, this is a docile and shy fish. So you need to give it some room to just be chill, be relaxed, and hang back there for a while if it doesn't feel like swimming around. So yeah, I think I covered most of the subjects that I wanted to talk about in this video. If you're considering to buy one of these, try to buy one very young. maybe not too small, because the smaller they are, the harder they are to keep alive in the first few days. But definitely not get a grown one. It's better to get one that's still small, so it can adapt to your tank life from the get-go. Start getting used to other fish, getting used to eating frozen foods, because eventually that's what you want. Very few people only feed live food, so you want this fish to have a good start from the get-go. And I think if you do, and if you take into account the things that I've told you in this video, then this can be an absolutely beautiful and stunning fish to keep, and a beautiful addition to your fish collection. Yeah, I'm very pleased that I found a second one after the first one perished. And yeah, I wouldn't want a tank without one, because it's just so yeah, unique to watch. So I hope you agree, or at least you like this video. And yeah, that's it for now. So thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. And for now, I hope you stay safe out there. You have a nice week, and yeah, getting ready for Christmas. So see you guys in the next one. And for now, bye bye.